as well. Big being competitive on their map pick, but not quite picking it up. And they are, you know, ready and waiting, ready to go 0-3 in this group, which is, well, a place that no one wants to be in. But hey, you got to have someone there, I guess.
Yeah, at the end of the day, someone has to lose.
Yeah.
And
usually it's you.
yeah, well, for the first time ever, we're the winners, solely the winners, Hugo. We get to watch this game of CS that's about to unfold. I'm really hoping Smooya struggled a lot back on Inferno. You could see him getting a bit frustrated, I think, coming into this, especially with how good the double AWP is between Amanek and Kenny on Dust2. We really need to see Smooya stepping up. Obviously, you've got double AWP potential on the big side as well. We know that tabseN loves to don that weapon whenever he can. If you remember back when Smooya was originally in this squad, before he got removed and then came back, a lot of that was over the kind of deciding who gets to take the AWP and tabseN wanting to pick it up a bit more.
And we even see that now. We even see little, you know, obviously we're not in the team speak. We don't know whether, you know, Smooya's happy to give this AWP over to tabseN, but at times he takes it over him.
I do imagine that's why. Smooya is someone where he knows when he's like struggling a bit. He's very aware of that, and I think he's quite critical of himself as a result. But it does feel like he's not afraid to say, you know what, I'm not hitting stuff with the AWP. tabseN, you take it. I'll just be the support man. I'll be helping out with the rifles. So here's the play from G2. They smoke off catwalk. They love a catwalk to A push. So I'm imagining that's what we're going to see here in this pistol round, especially with all these players still grouped up in top, mid, and long doors. One thing to note, they've only got one smoke left, so that's not actually enough to fully smoke the cross. Might not be needed, though, because alternatively, you can use that smoke to get you out from short. You can drop that on the catwalk and let that propel you into this bomb site.
Yeah, it depends where the bomb is going, really, doesn't it? As it gets grouped towards long. Xantares with his Fable P2K, one of the few pros to still use that, and unfortunately for him, it will net nothing. Tizzy going to go back in after the flash, and he will get his head ripped clean off. That was Jax who got a kill from short earlier. He doubled back to go with the bomb, getting a security escort up to this A site. That one smoke on the cross is actually going to go towards CT, cutting off next as he takes a single kill. But at this point, Harry, a 1-on-4 bomb planted for G2. This is a done round. It's all about making your stats look nice. And next, hey, he was the top performer back on Inferno for Big. But at this point, it's yeah, it doesn't really matter. We are in a whole new map, and everything is different. This time, G2 are going to take the opening pistol and start things off on the right foot.
And I think one of the reasons that this double AWP between Kenny and Amanek works so well on this map is Kenny, right? He kind of plays like the kind of like swing role. Like, he's constantly in movement. He's constantly moving around. Whereas Amanek, you usually see, he's the man to tend over towards that A side of the map. I'm speaking more about the CT side right now. But they're two AWPers that I feel like complement each other very, very well. You've got like the very regimented AWPing from Amanek. He just holds an angle, holds a line, holds an area of the map. And then you've got that kind of sledgehammer in Kenny, right, who's just running around, knocking things down here and there. I'm really, really hoping that we can see the AWP for Big step on up.
Yeah, whenever we have like problems on B for G2, they just throw Amanek on back plat with the AWP, and he typically gets it done. Although Krieg's also very good in that position, as you would expect. In this one, a few tags. Xantares and Smooya hit up, but Kenny has been knocked down to 28 by that scout. X holding passive in middle, therefore won't be able to spot this bomb crossing back in through T-spawn, and they throw a cat smoke as well to feign an A play. That will not be the case as these players group up towards that B side. Miss smoke, you want to aim a little bit higher than the position. I don't know who threw the smoke, but they got it wrong. Hate to see it. And actually, bomb going back in through lower, we might see some pressure here on middle, but a re-smoke coming down from Big will keep G2 dormant for now. They can't afford to leave too long though, because 35 seconds on that clock. Only a solo B player here, and Tizino has a smoke prime to drop down upon making contact. Contact he will make soon if Kenny S looks to commit, but the bulk of the play coming in through mid.
We've seen these slow plays from G2, especially the slow mid to Bs, come back to punish them so much on Dust2. They cannot afford to have that happen here. And luckily enough, Hunter and Jax deliver all the kills necessary for that B plays to come in. They leave mid with 25 seconds on the clock. They start to push in, and they get that bomb down with plenty of time to spare. G2, they're going to find success from that. They'll take the 2-0 lead. And for Big, their woes just beginning. An eco on the horizon. Nothing more than this scout and save Deeg to work with.
Fortunate for Xantares, he puts Jax on 4, but at this point, Hunter is up close and he knows there's a couple of players around this corner. He's found Xantares, and Smooya is running for the hills. He wants that scout in the follow-up round, but it's not like G2 are going to let him have it. Look at this. Absolutely closed in on his position, rather. And he should be going down. It's just a matter of time. There's a nice shot, but the trade is imminent, and G2 are going to get their second round on this T side. Like you said, still an eco following for Big, so will be that 3-0 as these SMGs make absolutely tons of money. Ooh. I thought that was a flick back, but it's actually Jax getting the kill towards door, or towards the smoke, rather. Long stack here for Big. They have a grenade for it. The smoke going on the cross to deny information, but in this kind of round, you wouldn't be surprised to see G2 just send players into B to gain that info. An SMG probing, perhaps, but instead it's going to be Big, the ones that are pushing and prodding all over the map. They are all over these long doors, and Nexa is waiting on the other side.
Oh, no! Oh, dear! Oh, okay, they do get one. They do get one of them, but yeah, that goes about as well as you would have hoped. You try and force 5 men through a tiny little passageway, and it is like a little traumatizing childbirth over there. They're all getting squeezed out through the hole and into the cold, cold world that is this G2 T side.
That's a horrible mental image. But not far from the truth, Harry, not far from the truth indeed. Now the buy. The moment we've all been waiting for. AWP up on Smooya, and Kenny is going to be fighting back. It's a cap boost to get this AWP in play in middle. G2 are all over tunnels. They love going for, you know, early tunnels control to get out lower mid and take catwalk as a result. But right now it's smoked, so Smooya doesn't have an angle down towards these players. Gives G2 a lot of room to move, and Molotov up cat will send Smooya back. I like this way of safely taking shore rather than walking down mid and potentially getting pushed by a fast cat. That is a far more effective way of doing it. But tabseN finding first blood in this round, dropping Jax in middle. He's going to get flashed back in, but G2 have conceded this position. Smooya almost losing his life there on catwalk, will fall off safely. Hunter's gained that position as well. But that's only because Big are letting him. They've decided to play far more passive now that they've got this advantage. Double B setup, no one in mid. tabseN just watching from the spawn.
And so they're hoping this culminates in the A play. The thing is, Nex just got flashed into tunnels, and they both seem very pushed up, kind of hinting maybe towards they might try and take some aggression here on the back and not seeing anything, but they actually re-smoked the tunnels. Obviously, being a man up, they don't want to risk giving that away. So they will have to play reactively to this A side take, but they've already got 3 players here. Xantares down in the pit, double dinked by the MAC-10, immediately saved by that head armor, but things are heating up down in the pit. And it's too hot for Xantares. Smooya desperately trying to keep this A site alive, but he's cancelled out by Hunter up on the catwalk. And now Nex and Tizian desperate to save the day, but no one is getting by Hunter. Bomb plant comes in once again in the closing few seconds of the round. And now Tizian asked to clutch. Can he manage anything here? Hunter tucked in on Goose. Amanek waiting on ramp, crossfire set up, and Kenny down towards long. Yeah, there's no going for this if you're Tizian. G2 gonna go 4-0 up. And I think one of the things that makes these guys such a deadly Dust2 team, especially now, is even if you look at the 2 latest additions in Nexa and Hunter, back when they were on Crazy, I think especially Hunter was phenomenal at this map, right? I can remember so many highlight clips of him. Mate, do you remember that one that's like an ace from Crossroads where he's looking up at short and he just wrecks everyone, re-peeking into the angle? He's so at home on this map, and we're already seeing that. He's really coming into his own. So it kind of gets to a situation where it's like if a few more players step up and you have Hunter dropping crazy numbers, how do you even put a stop to that if you're Big?
And we know Hunter can do that as well, right? Think about all the games that he's had in this season of Pro League so far. Him and Nexa individually have just been, well, tip-top for the G2 squad. And right now it's showing 4-0 up on the T side of their map pick. Again, these terrorist halves looking very, very nice. And Big are going to call out a tactical pause, take a bit of a break and a breather before they get into the next round. That being said, it's not going to be a buy. Of course, losing their first rifle and the AWP with it, they're going to have to take just a pistol round. Scouts potentially, but Dust2, one of those maps where, especially on that CT side, you are going to be hard-pressed to find a round with Eco. One thing that you should keep an eye out as well for on this T side is the flashes. G2 have unbelievable flashbangs on this map, and you know, if they're going for A side splits, if they're coming up cat and long, all those CTs are going to be completely blind all the time, every round, every position. And G2 doing a great job of that in the previous round, getting Smooya on the car. He couldn't even see Hunter cross towards Catwalk.
I like the decision to go for the heavy mid presence from the big side. It's really not too common that you see, you know, two players in this position trying to challenge for this long. Tizian actually gets mollied. Oh my goodness.
Here it is, Harry.
Yeah,
it's a Hunter day.
This is what we were worried about. He's even juggled the AK away. You can't even get that back if you're big. That was like the one thing, the one silver lining that they had. Smooya's gone looking for it. He's looking everywhere. Flashbang goes over. He's got to take this fight with the USP, and Hunter, the hungry, healing that way now up on short, but it's Nexter and Amanek to punctuate the scoreboards, and Tares finished off, and G2, they'll get off to a 5-0 start. Another bye on the horizon for Big, and another chance to try and put a stop to this steamroller.
An immediate double AWP coming through as well, right? Tabson's gone for his straight away, and I imagine Smooya will follow. That is the case. So early on into the CT side, double AWP, that's what we like to see, really. One of the maps where, you know, you can just get it out as soon as you possibly can. There's never a good reason not to, really. Throw one of those in middle. Smooya is on long with his, but a smoke on the corner is going to keep them back for a second. Flashes back in to gain big disc control. But no one's long for G2. They're all in the tunnels again. Going for this cat take through lower. The smoke on Xbox thrown by Hunter gets these players safely into position. They know that Smooya was boosted up here with the AWP in the first rifle round, and they don't want that to happen again. Flashes out mid. And Nex has been given a lot of control, but Big R triple setup on B, expecting this mid to be play, and they have the numbers to hold it down.
Oh, Nex holding close. That flashbang that gets thrown on over.
Uh-oh.
Catches him looking away, and now Tabson pressured as well. Will they be ready for Tizian over in tunnels? It doesn't matter because they find him almost immediately. Jack certainly is. He's posted up on the angle. And Xantares and Smooya, you're kind of feeling bad for them. It feels like in a lot of these rounds, they've hardly even got to play into it. These two, once again, left to try and save. Hold on to this M4 and AWP. But you're giving up a 6th round to G2. This T-side getting stronger and stronger by the minute.
And hey, we're talking about Hunter, you know, starting this game off very well, 9-2. Jax is 9-1. He was getting entry kill after entry kill with the MAC-10 in those first few rounds, even coming into the rifle. But now getting a double opener into B on a crucial round where Big had 3 stacked there. That's a great effect from Jax. He's been so good on this entry roll. And Big, they have nothing to stop this hunt. They've just got to try and hide behind the smokes, but almost a second. Smooya might just get away, and that's so important for Big. Xantares will die, but at least the AWP is held onto. If you want one gun in an eco round, it's always going to be that AWP. You can just juggle it around players. It doesn't matter if they have armor or not. You can play it anyway. You can move around after you get a pick.
That round is such a shame for Big as well, because it's Tabson who throws that flash over to try and help Tizian. And I think it's like, you almost saw the moment, like as the flash goes over, Tizian realizes they're way too close. I have to challenge. I'm going to die otherwise. The flash is going to go off before I'm killed. And in doing so, he gets fully blind. The B plays in. Smooya's got to try and hold the fort with this AWP, but he's lost all of his teammates around him. Nex and Smooya desperately peeking on in, and Hunter just goes hunting for this AWP. And I didn't even see all those kills.
He gets 2.
Yeah. Well, that's that one done. 7-0 lead for G2, I guess. Another round with rifles coming in from Big. But it hasn't really made much of a difference thus far.
We're just not seeing any mid-rounds, Harry. The round's getting decided within the first 2 kills. It's just entries into B, and we know what B's like on this map, right? You lose B, and the round's almost done most of the time, especially if it's at the start.
It almost was Big at some point have to try and take matters into their own hands, try and be the ones to force this initial gunfight. Because look at this, right? They're leaving mid open, and you can't afford to do that versus G2 from Big. I would love to see a cat boost. I think that there is how they can try and negate this mid control. Because look at this, Kenny is already in mid, admittedly going to miss that shot. So actually it gives away the advantage to Big.
That definitely is a saving grace for Big that they, to be honest, really shouldn't have had. Kenny just not expecting a player so close. But really, at this point, you will take what you can get if you're Big. wanting this first round. And they might just get it. Tabson's found another frag in middle. Jax has gone through with no flashbang, and G2 losing numbers by the seconds. And Tara's even taking a foothold at long. Ballsy call to make with a 5-on-3, but he's not going to overstep the mark. He's just going to hide inside the doors. Tabson's been so good in middle, back on that angle with his third kill. Flash going out this time. Hunter going to re-peek, and Tabson jumping up, caught in the air. He can't get an accurate shot, and Hunter does get that trade. But at this point, Xantares knows both players are mid, so he can activate this long flank. And G2, while they don't know it, they are getting hunted. Amanek just missing the timing, but Xantares, does he know they're up catwalk? It could be mid, it could be cat, but now the flash is coming through and it's all clear.
If he can just buy a few seconds for this, there we go. Kill onto Hunter, and there's the re-peek from Xantares. Big. They finally get their first CT side round on the board. It takes some real heroics from Tabson down in middle to make it happen. But they are able to get it, and they keep that round nice and clean as well. You think about how the money has really influenced this scoreline thus far. It's been a case where Big, they lost a round. They would have to then take an eco, buy, lose, take an eco, and then they would just rinse repeating that. So finally, they've got some residual cash. Now, it's not really enough to build on just yet, but if they get this next one and they're able to keep it even moderately clean, then it's good. And you'll note that Smooya's gone for this catwalk play. Smoke's down on the Xbox, so he knows he's covered off from lower tunnels, and he's just waiting for someone from G2 to give him a peek.
And G2 are ready for this. Like we've talked about, Harry, this is G2's way of taking cat. They just don't send anyone down mid. They don't fight this cat boost. They just molly Smooya off. They're going to throw one eventually up towards his corner if they want the catwalk. Smoke's in middle as well, keeping Big back. Tabson's been pushed away. He got tagged by the AWP at the start of the round, and you can see the Smooya finally going to get flashed off this angle. G2 are ready for it, and they're going to be able to take the catwalk as a result. Smooya now taking up a different position on the drop, but you can get rid of anyone here with a Molotov or a well-timed flashbang. That grenade is great from Next. Puts two players low. Smooya stuck, he's committed. He has to fight to the death, but he tries to escape, and Jax will not let him getting that kill. Tizian reaggressing in B, but he doesn't want to overcommit because Amanek is holding this with a Krieg. Surely has that frag if Tizian goes one step further. G2, though, they have an advantage, and that can always tempt you into pushing on the CT side. So Tabson and Tizian playing the trade game, and they might have found the timing. Amanek's moved off the angle at the worst of times, and Tizian making this back into a 4-on-4.
That's his first kill of the game as well. A critical one to find. Next now on the ramp, and he'll cut down this attempted A play. It's only Nexa left. 15 seconds. There's just not enough time. No matter how fast this man is, there is no way back into this round. It will be a second on the board for Big. They're not going to give anything up to Nexa, and he doesn't want to go down after time either, so he's just got to tuck himself in here and try and hold on to the AK. And there we go. That's what we wanted to see. You know, 3 players staying alive for Big. Suddenly the fact that 4 survive in the round prior now becomes a real talking point because this money started to build up for the CT side, and now they've got that buffer. They can start to breathe a bit of a sigh of relief now.
Huge play from Next as well, right? He was a guy we were talking about back on Inferno with an incredible T side with so many entries, like 20 kills at the end of the half. So great to see him finding his footing into this game eventually. Hunter, ooh, he messed up the jump. He got stuck in the air and hit the door. Tabson's able to kill him in time. Grenade to follow. And Tabson tucked it an off angle. Jax is actually up catwalk because Big went for a double long setup and they have no one on the A site. So Xantares getting caught by the flashbang. Great utility once again from G2. Jax going to try and get around this corner, but Tabson's already backed off of long. Kenny with the trade again, and now that's A open for business.
And lucky enough for G2, both of these smokes right now find themselves over on the long side of the map. Kenny's going to make noise falling back and gets the man advantage in the pocket of G2. Still a minute and 5 seconds left. They don't have to commit, and Kenny continuing to hold the line down in middle. Smooya has gotten out through those doors. Kenny, I don't know if he's ready for that. Smooya even sees the players crossing back over into Esports. Oh, Amanek bit overzealous there to go for that peek. Smooya shuts him down. Kenny versus Smooya. Clash of the Titans. And of course, no one's more Titan than Kenny. He'll shut down Smooya. Now it's Nex alone in the 1v2. And a big clutch still to find. Kenny caught crossing out from the tunnels. Nex gets on down into mid. Nex is, oh my God, it's Nex on Nexa. double trouble.
Yeah.
And the B bomb site is not where it ends up, surprisingly. Next, going towards A.
That's a really nice play from Nexa as well. Expecting maybe Nex would come in through lower, and if he didn't, then he's got to be in mid going towards B. And now the jig is up. Now the moment of realization, the penny dropping as Nex has to rotate back in towards A, and he has no idea where Nexa is. Going in through Catwalk. Are they both? Nexa very pushed up here. And actually maybe too pushed up. Nex is going to be ready for it, but Nexa going back into the angle right as he gets around the corner, and that will be an 8th round for G2 in the one-on-one clutch. Nice decision to rotate out of B, and even though Smooya does his all and gets away with that frag onto Amanek and Spawn, it's still not enough. It's not enough info here for the CT side. And Nexa picking up another round for G2 as they break the money a big once again.
Fast mid play, and that's all thanks to Kenny having this AWP. Nex is going to try and peek into it, and the flash is so good. He's able to get out of dodge. Oh, there's the trade from Jax. Here's Zintares looking to re-extend that man advantage, but he is not ready for Nexa in top middle. Smooya now onto the chopping block, and he gets his face removed in the blink of an eye. It's only Tabson left, and he's had heroics down here in mid before, but Kenny is not going to let him have it again. Another round for G2, showing absolutely no signs of stopping right now. Also, this is long overdue. Nexa, great hair. Gotta say
it's not new. But yeah, you're not wrong there, Harry. G2 calling out a timeout at 9-2. Yikes! They, yeah, I don't know what could be possibly going wrong, but hey, they, you know, never a bad time for a pause. No. Never a bad time for a pause.
And that's the thing, right? So you know that right now you've got Big back in that situation they were in when G2 was 7-0 up, right? You've got them where they've constantly got no money. They're constantly limited in terms of where they can go. And when you have a team like this, you know, the ball is so much in your court. Like, you can just demolish a CT side as long as you have control of that economy, you know? And as well as that, if you're G2, you're letting Big kind of stew in this one a little bit. Yeah. Like, you're giving them 30 seconds to sit there and realize how daunting this scoreline is.
Coming into an eco as well, which is even worse for Big. They're going to have minimal investment in this round. Waiting for that bonus to kick back in their favor. Kenny going for the long pick. He'll have this. Surely not. Interestingly enough, Big get away with their lives, and they do get some nade damage onto him, but it's returned down towards B. Amanek getting that opening kill, but he gets dinked, so we'll just molly it off, denying Smooya's push. He's going to go through that Molotov, but Amanek's definitely heard the tick. So information here for G2, the Big have the upper tunnels, but that's not really a worry. They can continue to hold default all over the map while Big try and test these positions. That's a good grenade. But actually Tizian moving ahead of it. And, oh, Kenny, he's got a 2-for-1 there. Killed his teammate and Tizian. Always worth it, in my opinion, but maybe not. As Zintares drops the bomb, Hunter has to pick up the pieces of this round, and he's done a great job in doing so. One more left up, and Hunter flicks back. What a ridiculous anti-eco. That was all over the place. And G2 just about going to pick it up. I want to see that Kenny kill. Here it is. Oh, that's so sick, though. That's like a nice shot.
Yeah.
That's like a flashy team kill, at least. I respect it. Oh, no. Oh, no, Harry.
Well,
here it is.
Yeah, the train's pulling into the station. Whoop, whoop, but Tizian's derailed it. The train's gone off the tracks, and it's all gone wrong. Oh, no, the attempted B play has faltered. And Hunter now left in the clutch. 1v5 G2. They were trying to switch the pace up. They were trying to make a statement, and there was only one man at that B side of the map. Tizian does it absolutely all alone. And now they know where Hunter is. A 1v5 required from him. If any man could do it, it's Hunter, but that's not to say I'm really believing in this clutch at the same time. Creeping in through middle, will at least get rid of Nex, and there's two players, well now just one, wrapping in through the lower tunnels. Hunter, is he ready for it?
Okay, this could be sick, because they have no idea. I don't know if Smooya just heard him, but now he's considering the top of mid. Yeah, there's info. They heard him run away, because now Big doubling back to long, tucking in on the cards. Xantara's holding this angle, but the Creed is not good enough, apparently. Xantara's winning that fight, and Big, that is such a huge round for them. They get away with 4 alive up against a full buy, and that could propel them to at least getting 5 rounds at the end of the half. They'll have money moving forward, which is, you know, a luxury for Big, who have not had really any cash throughout this half. Great hold from Tizian as well. First time we've seen him really tested towards that B-bomb site at the start. G2 not interested in running back into there.
Long peek for Kenny. He waits in the molly.
Ooh.
And maybe to his demise, brought down to 60 points of health. You understand why he goes for it. You know, they're anticipating that no AWP is there. But it's pretty uncommon for AWPs to stand around in that Molotov for a bit. Big know that Kenny's the kind of guy that would as well. So they really waited before they pushed into the pit, but now they've got it.
And a far slower default. Polar opposite to the previous round. Ollie's close in middle to make sure that it's pushed up, but tabseN has played this position quite a few times here in this first half. Smoke's going down mid to B, but it's actually left side, and tabseN is ahead of it, so he knows it is only a fake. Smooth's got to be careful towards the catwalk. He's got flashes to go over, but while it does blind these players, that is of little value as Big have no one to capitalize on that utility. Dominic still trying to sell this B fake as he typically does. That molly could be good. Tizian's got to run, but the spam won't find any damage, so not a worry here for Big. However, it will keep these 2 B players on their toes, and as a result, gives room and time for G2 to work up towards A. But again, Harry, talking of time, 30 seconds, they can't afford to leave it too late. And Xantara's might just make this one a little bit too late as he finds a kill. Kenny can't get him out of position. The Molotov pushes him into the open, but he's won a second fight. That might just be the round. 15 seconds. They've got to get this bomb up towards A, and Kenny needs the frag. It does land. Hunter's got a double entry on A. In the meantime, out of nowhere, 10 seconds for this cross to come through, but Nex will not let them pass. Kenny just gets by in time with this. Oh, he's got it. He's got time.
He's got the bomb down. Surely, though, surely this isn't a clutch that is doable for Kenny. The master of timings now's got to be even more. The bomb planted for him, and he gets to Gandalf. He's hidden away. Up through the ramp. Nex has been dropped. Kenny in with the peek. Doesn't find it the second time around. And Tizian does drop him from the ramp. Narrowly so. Big will get a 4th round, but it is down to the wire.
That missed flash is so unfortunate. It bounced off of the roof above him and comes right back down. If that landed, Kenny had the read. He thought Tizian was tucked in left side of Goose, but he was able to go back towards the site. Also, what happened with Hunter? He gets 2 kills coming up catwalk at such an important time. No bomb plant ever going to happen if Hunter doesn't get a double there. So really good work from him, you know, with 15 seconds left to open up the A site, but unfortunately it's not a round that G2 can close. That being said, it makes it costly for Big as we get into the last round of the half. Still that chance to 10-5 the scoreline, and after how dominant this initially was with a 7-0 lead for G2, Big will take 10-5, I'm sure.
And that's one of the things I will say, man. Like, G2, they're phenomenal when it comes to these hyper-aggressive plays. The one thing that I've always felt has been a little bit lackluster, especially on Dust2, is when they do try and slow it down a bit. When they try and play the timings, it does feel like sometimes they leave it down to the wire a little too much. Now, that round there, they try and make the execute happen with 30 seconds left. It is just Xantara's throwing that huge spanner in the works that leaves it so close. And obviously, they try and change the pace after they went for that B play. So you understand the decision, but it's one that doesn't work out for G2. Smooya gets boosted over that smoke. And Kenny, as fast as he is, he was not ready for that.
Yeah, Smooya is hanging around as well to watch for a top mid play, but this AWP that's been picked up by Nexa will not find him just yet. Ugh. Don't do it. Don't do it. Nex is waiting. Molly in middle, but not going to be a worry. That will, if anything, keep Smooya out of taking another fight. Dodges the flashbang. But this bomb is still in spawn as G2 take catwalk. Smooya, oh yeah, he's going back for it, and he will come to regret that play as Nexa. Patience is a virtue, and it rewards him with a kill.
So Amanek and Hunter ready to go for this catwalk push. Hunter is so good at this position. He does get separated from his buddy. A Molotov goes in, and that delays this. However, tabseN wasn't peeking after that Molotov went in. So I think Amanek being so deep up on the catwalk, tucked into Gandalf, is unknown. You can see tabseN was like looking that way, considering it as a possibility. But he hasn't seen anything. And so for tabseN, as he tries to make contact with these players leaving, that is when Amanek can just swing and secure this kill for G2. Having him here is so valuable. Luckily enough for tabseN, he's dodged death for the time being. And the longer this push takes, the less... I was going to say, oh my goodness, Amanek and Jax, they've done it all. Oh dear, all the kills come through for G2, and it's only Tizian left, round 15, so he's got to go for it. It's the last of the half, but it's not really him going for it, it's more G2 going for him, and Amanek's going to finish this one off with the hat-trick, 3 kills there. Monumental stuff from the G2 squad, 11-4 up, already 1-0 up in the series. They're looking to get this one done in 2. Can they make it happen, or will Big launch the comeback? Find out after a quick break.
Subdivine. I'll show you how it's done. There's no sight we go inside. The man is the one. You build your walls, faith in God. They never come around. Then wonder why we all defy the burden to be born. We're coming home with a mission to bring an end to a terrible land. We are here to your omission. We are many of one. We're coming home with a mission to tear you down from your undeserved throne. We can take your conviction. We are many of one. You may call it a virus, but we call it the antidote. It's an answer to silence. The future is here to...
Dominant stuff from G2 in the first half of Dust2, and boy, is this looking like a 2-0. It's definitely up for question with Big only finding 4 rounds on their CT side. They are going to need a monumental comeback if they want to stay in this group here. There's still obviously a chance they can go to Odense, but it's super minimal, and it's dependent on other results as well. And at this rate, Harry, a 0-3 in the group is looking more likely than the alternative.
Yeah, and as we've been highlighting kind of all season long for Big, it's been a real story of close but not quite. And
Yeah.
considering how important the Pro League is to this team, that's pretty heartbreaking. So T-side pistol really has to go Big's way, and already, my word,
Filth.
Kenny. I don't know, man. He got 4 kills with this USP back on Inferno on the CT pistol. Let's see if he can do it again. He's already opened up with 1, and this is going to be the A play from Big. So if there ever was a time for the USP god to return,
no.
it's now. Kenny, 2 kills, going to try and duck out
How
from
is he alive?
CT. He absorbs those shots like he's made of sponges. Hunter's shut down next with a nade. Smooya tapping away, not quite able to find the players back in CT, and now that's that bomb dropped out in the open. Disaster has struck Big. And everyone from G2 now just hides. They tuck under those blankets tight. Not offering themselves up to the monster that is Smooya, but Hunter will take that peek. However, there's Amanek arriving from long on that flank. Smooya, too many positions to worry about there in the 1v3, and the pistol round will go the way of G2.
Yeah, great shots by Kenny as well, right? Not just that first in middle, but also taking down the utility player on long, and that's crucial. He gets rid of that long cross smoke. There's no way for Big to get that bomb up on top of the site, and Smooya, he has to go back and get it at that point in a clutch. It's going to be a pistol round for G2. Add it to the list, add it to the tally, Harry, at 12-4. Big having to take an eco with no bomb plant, so no Kriegs. They've got to wait yet another round. This is going to be 13-4 before we have guns. As if this wasn't rough enough. Although, Jax could get overwhelmed here by the P250s. He's just been ditched, left alone on long as his teammates fall back, but he is in an off angle. Are they going to check it? Taurus does. Oh dear, I thought he was going to play the trigger discipline, but may as well just start slaughtering. 2 kills, Jax with another, and Kenny S is going to follow up. 13 rounds to 4, nice and quick.
Big, if there ever was a time, it's got to be now. It has to be now, or else there might not be many more opportunities to turn this one back around. And this is where that pressure is really mounting across the board for Big, right? They're fully aware of the implications that this has. And they know how far behind they are. They can feel this one slipping away. Smooya, he's got that AWP. He's running towards B, gonna try and get an early peek with it. Doesn't have armor, so he's at the full mercy of nades, aim punch, you name it. He's got to hit this first shot cleanly.
Oh, he might get peek closer. Double peek. He gets away with 1, but there's an immediate trade from Hunter, who is getting rushed. Molly in front of him. Molotov does do a bit of damage, and the UMP finding another kill. Jax, in the meantime, has found a frag up top mid, killing someone in T-spawn, and so the retake potential is opened up now for G2. They have kits, and they have the advantage, but 2 HP on Jax makes things a little complicated as he begins to wrap the tunnels.
Yeah, I like it, though. I like that they send him through tunnels. It's not the best position. I feel like it's one that it's pretty hard to get a kill from on the entry, but it at least lets G2 know that this side of the map is clear. So even though it's a tunnels plant, there's no one in this position, and the flashbang
so
is
good.
perfect. Jax getting that kill now leaves it all in the hands of Tizian, and he's not going to win any awards for that one. G2 14-4 as they make that B retake happen. Stellar stuff from Hunter as well, really. Like the man to save that round, because Smooya getting the opener, Hunter getting rushed.
How does he get away with another kill? That's what I don't get.
I mean, that one alone is already a bit out there. And then, yeah, the fact that he's able to cement a second really does make all the difference. As well as that, I think it's worth noting, I think it was Jax getting that kill onto the player all the way in T-spawn.
What's he doing there, Harry?
Well, that's the thing, right? You imagine if that kill doesn't come through and Jax tries to go for the tunnels wrap, he gets caught by a T-spawn player, and then the round's very, very different. So, not really a kill that we saw have much impact, but it really, really does. And so now, this buy for Big is far from perfect. They get down through middle, they get up onto Catwalk, and they now have to hope that this A play from Catwalk is enough to deny map and series point the way of G2.
You know, we mentioned that standing in the Molotov on long to get a pick if you have the AWP coming through the doors. Kenny did it in the first half. G2 had a really good way of cancelling that out just now. They threw a Molotov and then they threw a smoke from over the wall from Car, and so they never actually had to peek the corner. Kenny S, though, back on the CT side in his favored position, and we know he loves laying down the pain. 2 kills already connecting. He's going to get dropped on by CT, though. Tizian has pushed up. G2 have conceded the A side, but that's fine. 4 on 3. Bomb plant in, and now the re-aggression down on long. Jax has got a nade out. This could be good timing, and Tizian gets them both. They line up for him. Now the retake potential stripped from G2, but Hunter's going to try and make it happen anyway. One more frag as Next keeps the advantage here for Big. Amanek left in a clutch with no kit and limited time. He's got to move up fast, and Tizian's got back behind the car. That's not information that Amanek has. He's found a kit on the ground at least, but time is still not in his favor, and a kill is not being presented. Tizian's going to find his 4th and even save the AWP at the end. Fantastic round from Tizian. He's been having a bit of a rough one here on Dust2, but that will certainly be something for Big.
Considering the fact that heading into round number 8, Tizian was 0-7 on the scoreboard. He's done a stellar job of turning this back around. I just hope it's not too little too late for Big, right? That's the one problem. You haven't given yourself a lot of room to maneuver here. You make one error, one little mistake, and this entire comeback gets torn away from you. Comeback maybe being a bit of a strong word.
Yeah, they've got one round.
Yeah.
Take it round by round, though. You can't.
But I guess the chance for that comeback almost goes out the window.
If you're not believing in the comeback at this point, if you're Big, yeah, the game's already done. You've got to believe. That's the only way you get through a game like this, right? But yeah, like you said, it can just be 1 or 2 little things that change everything. Hunter going to go through with a flashbang, but Nex is ready for it. Great shot. Smooya even finding another one through the smoke as G2 try and get aggressive. Really just pushing the boundaries, testing them from Big, and seeing what they can get away with here, 14-5. It's very little, though. They get shut down on all ends, so more positivity for Big to take away from this round. 6 here on the T side as G2 call for the double save, but there's just so many more rifle rounds to deal with. But it won't be the next.
You've at least got a very, very good chance of getting a couple more, you know, building up that confidence, building up that belief a bit. Where are we flying to in the background? Very dynamic angles. How smooth can you? I imagine it's Rush.
Yeah,
How smooth can you make it look?
This ain't smooth.
With just your mouse and keyboard. Oh, hang on a minute. We'll go back to him. For now, we need this panning shot of Big to build suspense.
Harry, don't break the 4th wall. Bit of a pause here. Maybe G2's time to talk it over. Tizian, the man to keep Big in this game, really, with that 4K round up on that A site, the double on long, just 2 rounds ago. Without that, it's very likely that G2, who were in the advantage at one point, could have set up for the retake. And it was them to call the pause. Ooh,
oh, here we go.
Okay, it's a bit stuttery.
No, this is good. This is good. It's nice. I feel like I'm watching a frag movie from 2015. Oh, we're following that catwalk smoke in. I like it. I like it. And now catwalk smoke down for Big. They're trying to feign this catwalk play. It might just be the all-in B commitment. Nexa, MP9 and a dream. Can he get much done? Tizian, head on a swivel. Kenny in with 2. And oh dear, 2 versus 2 now as Big get into this B bomb site. That bomb's been retrieved. Zentares is going to try and plug in the numbers. Smooya is all the way back in tunnels. Zentares gets pushed. The bomb's now dropped. And now Smooya left to try and clutch. Does deal with the first man, but he doesn't know where Jax is. Jax from the window. Takes a little peek in. How much is that Jax in the window? Let's see. Smooya looking for him. Waiting ever so patiently. He's hidden. He's back in. Jack's up in the window again, but Smooya now knows. He smoked off the door, so he's already read into this one, anticipating that this is where Jax resides. A horrid spot to be in for Smooya, because the second he taps that bomb, he's under the risk of getting peeked, and Jax is playing this masterfully as well. Critically, the longer that this takes, the longer Smooya wastes now, Well, it's more Jax
Ooh,
wasting
I
the
love
time.
the stick.
Oh my word, he gets the bomb planted. And Jax peeks in, but he'll get the kill with the CZ. Try as smooth you might. Map and series point for G2. They go into that round with a couple of pistols, a saved MP9 and a saved M4, and they get the round on the back of it. They don't need the full buy. The famed French force is back in and in full effect.
Kenny Sprayman with that A1S. What a great job from him. And also the flash from Jax to set Hunter up. He waits for the bomb plant to be put in and just pop flashes his way through. Xantares tries to cancel it. He tries to get off and fight, but it's too little. It's too late. And now it's 15-6, Harry. One away from G2 2-0ing this series. Big one, a Hail Mary their way back into the B-bomb site, and there is a Molotov in their way, but they're just going to smoke it off and run the gauntlet into death. Hunter with the spray on the org, and the pistol's out for the ace. He's looking for 5. The reload coming through. Smooya getting 1, and it's back to the USP to close the series. Ace from Hunter, 16 rounds for G2, and a slaughter on that B-bomb site to close it out.
What a man, a take a bow, Hunter. What a game. He lives up to the hype and he aces it to end it. What a way for G2 to take this victory. It's a fast 2-0 series to open up. And I mean, you can see how much it means to them, man. They're taking a minute now, having a little cuddle, a little huddle, and everything else that rhymes with it. Oh, a sigh of relief for G2. They'll take this one, and dominantly so. What a game. What a lovely game of CS for Big. It's a sour note to end on. They go 0-3. They'll be bottom of the board. A sad day for Big. But at least they can walk away knowing, you know, they're not out of the Pro League yet. So there's always that. There's always silver linings to build upon. That's all for this series. We'll be back with the Analyst Desk and the second series after a break.